Yeah, man!
Hello, my name is Miguel, and today I'm going to make for you beef, broad beans, brown stew. Alright, so you're going to need a can of broad beans. This is a 300-gram can of broad beans, a tablespoon of sea salt, a tablespoon of dried parsley, a tablespoon of dried basil or fresh, a teaspoon of rosemary, grind it fine, half a teaspoon of pimento berries, dried, oregano, a teaspoon of oregano, or half a teaspoon of oregano, marjoram, 1 teaspoon of marjoram, 2 whole cloves, half scotch bonnet pepper, a stalk of scallion, 1 or 2 small tomatoes, 1 medium-sized onion or 2 small onions, and a couple grinds of nutmeg. Springtime, piece of ginger. This carrot's spoiling. I'm using a small carrot too, but it's optional. And about half a teaspoon of jerk sauce. And a tablespoon of soy sauce. And 1 pound of stew beef or beef stew. Alright, so we're gonna prepare our ingredients. This plate is add 1, add 2. Alright, so this is the parsley. Measure and add 1 tablespoon of dried parsley. Any of these herbs, you can use them fresh. So put half in add 1, half in add 2. Basil, sweet basil. 1 tablespoon of sweet basil. Half in 1, in add 1, half in add 2. Whole clove. You need 2 whole cloves. Put 1 in each container. This is oregano. That's what I call it. About half a teaspoon of oregano. Marjoram. A tablespoon of marjoram. Add half of the tablespoon in add 1 and the other half in add 2. This is homemade rosemary. So you want about a teaspoon. So you don't have to do what I'm doing, but grind the rosemary. Grind the rosemary fine. A teaspoon. Pimento berries. About half a teaspoon of pimento berries. Add half of it and add 1. Now the onion. Just peel the onion. Remove the first layer of the onion, which is the skin, the brown skin. The first layer of the onion is the strongest. So just remove the skin. So what I like to do is to chop the onion in half and then peel it. That way when I'm dicing it, it's easier to chop. It's easier to handle. Alright, the scallion now, just remove the root end and the tips and all dying leaves. I only have a small amount. But the ingredients call for 1 stalk. springtime, let's cut the root end off. Alright. Tomato, do the same. It's a piece of ginger, about 1/4 inch piece of ginger, and peel it. Peel the ginger and make sure it's clean. Alright, now rinse your vegetables with fresh water. Alright, so do the same for these vegetables. Put half, dice and chop, and put half the scallion. Well, put all the scallion and add 2. Onion, chop and dice, and put half of the onion in each of the container. The tomato, just put it in container 2 for now, as well the pepper. Dice the tomato, not the tomato, the tomato, the onion. Dice the onion, the onions, and put half and add 1, and half and add 2. Alright, why am I adding the ingredients twice? This is natural cooking. In natural cooking, you kind of have to make sure when you add these in the seasonings, you add them at the right time. If you add them too early, your food can be fresh. So the carrot, alright, I just used half a teaspoon or half a tablespoon of jerk sauce. Now the carrot is optional. Just scrape and clean the carrot properly. Alright, so let's add 1, add 2. Cover it and put it aside to later. So if I wasn't adding the ingredients twice, I would add it near to the end, like 20 minutes before finish cooking. I'd add all the ingredients then. Alright, this is a pound of stewed beef or beef stew that I bought in the wholesale. This is new. I usually buy it in the supermarket. I bought piece last week and it was good, so I say, alright, I'm gonna do it. I have this idea for a stew beef, so I'm gonna do one. Alright, so this is a stew beef. It's frozen. It's red and fresh. Alright, so that's what you want. You want to cut the stew beef or the beef stew in chunks. About 1 inch chunks. 1 inch chunks. It's still frozen. I'm using the food scissors because it's handled easy. Alright, so drizzle a couple drops of white vinegar, add water, and rinse it off ever so lightly. Just pour the water and throw it off same time, because I usually don't wash meat. But because I bought these in the wholesale and a lot of people handle them, so I said, alright, let me rinse it off. Still frozen, but I'm going to prepare it the same way. I'm going to show you what to do. Alright, next, put to heat a pressure cooker. Put the stove's gauge on. Put the stove's gauge on 4, medium low, or medium. It's medium. Alright. Alright, just so that we won't forget, measure and add 1 tablespoon of sea salt. Add it to container 1. And just allow the pot to get dry. After 2 minutes, add oil. This little scoop, this spoon that I'm using measures 1/4 cup. So 1/4 cup of cooking oil. Coconut oil preferably. Use coconut oil preferably. Alright, just allow it to stay for about 30 seconds to a minute. Alright, these beef chunks are frozen somewhat. So I'm going to allow the browning of the beef to defrost. Alright, add a piece of ginger. Oh, I forgot. We're going to need around 8 garlic cloves. Alright, so take your garlic cloves apart, peel and cut the ends off, and then trim any little spoilage, any little brown spots you might see. Add those 2 pieces of garlic to the beef, to the pot. Alright, after 2 minutes, stove gauge is on 4, medium. Alright, so just kind of see if it can move. If it can't move, don't force it. But what can move, you kind of shift it a little and allow. Alright, it's been 5 minutes. I didn't move it, I didn't do anything, I just allow it to burn. Alright, so just do as you see me doing and kind of rotate it. Now it will be easier to move. And now it's defrost. It's best to defrost it before you start cooking, but I know that if you do this, it's going to defrost before I start pressure cooking it. So that's important. You got to make sure it's defrost before you pressure cook it. So kind of flip the beef chunks to the side that's not frying. I just removed the garlic because I don't want the garlic to burn and get black. So do as you see me doing and kind of mash your fried garlic. And add it to add 1 ingredient. Alright, now add your chopped onions to the beef in the pressure cooker and kind of give it a stir and allow the onions to saute. Alright, a minute later, add the ingredients in container, add 1. Dried herbs and so forth. Add 1 1 1 teaspoon of browning. Add the browning, then stir it in, and then add water. 3.5 cups of water. Between 3.5 cups of water. A tablespoon of soy sauce, and then stir it in. This is my nutmeg. You just need maybe a 1/4 teaspoon of grinded nutmeg. I can't find my grinder, so I'm just using this knife to grind. Alright, so you get your pressure cooker's lid hot. Make sure the rubber is in properly. Okay. Now, put the lid on the pressure cooker properly. And then you use this nozzle, I think it's called. Alright. You gotta be very careful when you're using a pressure cooker because it can hurt you. So just if you use it properly, it won't hurt you. Alright, so this allow. Alright, once it starts to whistle, we're going to time it. You see it's gathering pressure. Alright, allow. I'm having it today with parboiled rice. Alright. Once it starts to whistle, put the stove gauge on 20 minutes. The timer. Put your timer for 20 minutes. Stove gauge is on 4. Medium. That's allowed. Alright, while we wait for that, let's get your can opener and open the can of broad beans. Alright, if you don't want to use the broad beans, you can get fresh broad beans. Just soak the broad beans, rinse them off properly, make sure they're clean, and soak it in water, enough water, for at least 30 minutes, and then you pressure cook those in 4 cups of water for the same 18 minutes. For 18 minutes. Alright, with this can now, just remove the water and kind of rinse the beans with fresh water and remove that water. Alright, so remember now, with this can, when you put it aside for later, and remember, put the cut end, the can in towards the wall, so that we won't have any accident. Alright. It's been 20 minutes. Once the time is finished, just remove the pressure cooker from the flame so it cools faster. If you're in a hurry, you run this part over running water until the hair releases. Don't ever lift the nozzle. Don't ever lift the nozzle up. To me, the flavor escapes that way. So while we wait for our pressure cooker to cool, separate the garlic, the tomato, the carrots, and the pepper. This is add 2. Ingredients add 2. Alright, put to heat a saucepan, medium sized saucepan. Saucepan I fried some chicken in earlier, so I'm just using the same saucepan. Alright, and just put your pressured beef chunks in a saucepan. You can stew it down in the same pressure cooker, but alright, put the stove gauge on 4. I think it's medium low. 5 is medium. 4 is medium low. Alright, add ingredients, add 2. When you're disorganized, you don't have to worry about what you didn't add. Alright, now the garlic. Just grind the garlic to puree. First, add 1 tablespoon of white vinegar. And grind the garlic to puree. Or grind it fine. So I'm using 8 cloves of garlic. Well, 7 now, because 1 fly under the stove. This is a tomato. Just dice and slice a tomato and add that as well. The carrot and the pepper, we're going to add it near to the end. Alright, so just give your pot a stir. Small little stir. Use the pan's lid and cover the pot properly and allow. Alright, it's been 10 minutes. I didn't open it. I leave the lid on within the time. Stove gauge is on 4, medium low. Just allow it to simmer. Alright, so this is what it looks like. I forgot to show you that the beef was tenderized, so here you go. I guess I'm confident. Alright, so just allow. Alright, 20 minutes now. This is what it looks like. I kept the lid on. Don't open your pot every minute and make the flavor escape. Alright, now would be a good time to remove the thyme sticks, because they tend to splash. Ginger. Alright, so just make it simmer down to gravy. Alright, so cut your Scotch bonnet pepper, add half Scotch bonnet pepper. Kind of watch it, keep it on the surface because we're going to remove it shortly. Alright. Oh, remember my pickled Scotch bonnet pepper. It's been 1 year since I've been using it, and it's finished now. 1 whole year. I think it's the same one that I made on a video. Alright, so while we wait for that, while we wait for the beef stew to simmers, while the beef stew simmers, cut the carrot in little wheels. Alright, we're gonna add the broad bean near to the end. You can smell the aroma. It's like you can smell the aroma. The stove gauge is on 4, medium low. Remember now, keep the pot's lid on within the time. Alright, it's been 28 minutes and it's thickening. You see how it's thickening? Alright, now would be a good time to remove the pepper. If you like spicy food, you can leave it in. Alright, so it's our gravy. It's thickening and the aroma is awesome. You can use a tablespoon to 1 to 2 tablespoons of ketchup, but I'm not going to today. Just want the pure beef stew. Alright, let's cover it and allow. 30 minutes later, this is what our beef stew looks like. Add the broad beans. These broad beans are very soft, so I'm gonna stir in the pot gentle. Add your diced carrot as well. Cover the pot and allow it to simmer. Allow simmering. Alright. See, it's thickening. The gravies look good. It's been 32 minutes now. 35 minutes. You can turn the stove's gauge up on 6, medium high, if necessary. We do this so that the water evaporates and thicken the gravy faster. Once the stew starts to stick to the pot's bottom, that's a sign to say it's ready. Alright, so that's it. Finished. Alright, just want to show you something, look. So it's thick and rich. That's what you want it to look like. Not watery looking. You want it to be thick. I didn't use Irish. This is just pure beef gravy. Alright. Alright. This is our beef stew. For leftovers, you can put it in the refrigerator bottom for about a day or two. And if you want it to lie and freeze it for 1 year, up to a year. But you gotta seal it properly in a container and freeze it. Alright, you take a scoop of your delicious beef broad bean brown stew and place it on a bed of rice. So this is beef broad bean brown stew. Visit JamaicanDinners.com for the recipe. Share, like, comment, and cook it yourself. You won't regret it. Very flavorful and satisfying. I hate to bring this up now, but you see, when you cook for yourself, you have a better ball movement. meaning, I don't know how to explain this part. Alright, so this is our beef stew. Bowl. Bowl? A bowel movement? We'll look up the word. Bowel movement. Alright, so this is our beef stew. Juicy and tender. Just all I can say, this beef stew was just packed with flavor or flavors. All the herbs and vegetables just make one blend of and give this one nice juicy stew. And then adding the broad beans is kind of different because most people don't really cook this way. They cook it with Irish potato or alone. Let's feed for a couple slices of tomato. Like I said, the herbs blend nice. Really blend good in this meal. The beef is tender and juicy. See, last week I bought a piece of this beef from the same wholesale and it was good. So it's good again today. The thing that disappoints me somewhat is the broad bean. It's kind of soft and not that pleasant at all, but it's what it is. I'm not going to get into the brand. I'll just leave you all to figure that out for yourself. I want to really say something about the brand, but I'm not going to. A previous video I did say something about a specific brand, but I'm not going to say anything on this video. All I have to say, it's not like one time when we used to have one company. Now we have so much other company, and the only reason why I bought this can is because it didn't have the brand that I wanted. And I was afraid the quality wasn't gonna be good, and it wasn't. There's a whole bunch of companies in Jamaica now. A lot. And I buy from them. I buy from the companies that's doing good. That's giving us good products. I don't specialize. Once a company is providing a quality product, I'ma buy it. I'm the old school. I believe that once you spend your money, you should get quality. If you're getting it free, fine. But once you're spending your money, man, you should get good things. And you should demand it too. If you don't want to demand it, at least exercise your right. Don't buy it. There's so much other options and the good quality products are out there. Don't buy the inferior products. Buy the quality, and it's not about cost. Sometimes the product that costs less is the better product. Not in clothes still, but with food. Alright, see you later, bye. Remember this one thing. Food is food. What most people pay for is the name brand. You can get that same product for less. The product that costs a lot of money, you can get the same product on a different name brand for less. Only with food. Clothes name brand, quality differs.
Yeah, man!